Hi, everyone, and welcome to our weekly webinar, December the 18th. Angela and myself, we're so happy to be here with you and share all of this amazing information. So let's just say hi to Angela so we can start with our presentation. Just make sure that you have your notebook or a piece of paper to write down everything that we're going to learn today. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you, Cynthia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our last webinar of December because these next two Mondays are holidays. So we won't have one on Christmas. We won't have our webinar next Monday, which is Christmas Day, and we won't have our webinar the following Monday because that's New Year's. So just make sure you write that on your calendar, adjust your calendar as well, that we will not have our weekly webinar these next two Mondays. Obviously, a lot of you will be busy with things going on with friends and family as well. So let's get started. Like Cynthia said, make sure that you have your to-do list, your checklist, your piece of paper to write down some ideas that you can use to keep building your used business this week. So our product spotlight today is anti-stress. Obviously, holidays are kind of a stressful time for a lot of people, but also like the colder months tend to weigh on us differently and things like that. So this is a really big customer need that, really, if you were to really send a message over and over and over again on your social media and your customer groups, anti-stress would be a great focus point to really repeat often with your customers and potential customers. Then we're going to wrap up the used cycle of success today. So we'll talk about the final step, step 6, and the tools that are available to us there. And for our sales tips or like our project that we're going to do today, we're going to get you started on creating your vision board for 2024. It's a really great way to just set your goals in a really brain-friendly way that helps you, besides just writing a goal down and then forgetting about it, having something that's really visual and present in your workspace at all times to help you reach the goals that you have financially, personally, etc., related to your used business. And then for tech tips, we're going to talk about programming content on our social media for over the holidays so that you can kind of step back from your phones and still keep your algorithms active, still keep reaching out to people. Because if a lot of people are on vacation, they're actually on social media kind of browsing things during that time. So you do want to keep your accounts active, but you might not want to be creating quite as much as you normally do during a normal workday. So we'll talk about all of those tips and just make sure you have a pen and paper ready to write some things down. Feel free to grab screenshots of a lot of the information that we show as well. So big announcement. We had a couple of polls going last week talking about trying out a new Monday webinar time. And we have decided to try switching to the 6 p.m. Central webinar time because it seems to work out for more people. So we do want as many people to join us live. I know a lot of you do catch the replay, but we're going to attempt this and see how it goes. I would love to see more names in our chat. And those of you who are here right now, go ahead and say hi in the chat just so that it's registered that you're here and following along with us. Okay. So make sure you make a note of that. Change your calendar starting that 1st January webinar. It's the week after New Year's. That it's going to be at 6 p.m. Central. Okay. And then today we'll just get started talking about anti-stress. So when we're looking at anti-stress, we're talking about a product that is very effective. Like this works within minutes to help relax our body's system when we are experiencing moments of high stress. So think of when we say stress, that is that state of worry or mental tension that's generated by a difficult situation. And if you sit down and brainstorm, what are some different situations that really can cause us to feel stressed, you will have a nice long list of content ideas and content hook ideas for your social media as well. There are a lot of things. So think of it as it could be the holidays, it could be the workplace, it could be PMS, it could be, right? Like things that make us tense, stressed, irritable. There are tons of situations that you can address for your customers to really grab their attention and talk to them about this product. So think of stress as something that occurs when internal or external stimuli are not manageable by the individual and our body starts to say, like I can't handle this, right? And that is not a fun place to be. And I really appreciate, this is one of my most used products. Actually, this bottle is empty. I have a full one. I have to open up. This is one of my most used products during motherhood with small children. When I used to work full time as a teacher, I had an overloaded system on a regular basis, and I needed to continue with my day and still be a somewhat pleasant person And this was like a total lifesaver. Yeah. I have found that I use it a little bit less now that I'm not trying to be 1,000 things full time at once. But it's still really important for a lot of people that are out there. So remember that stress doesn't just affect adults. It also affects teenagers, children's babies, even pets could show signs of stress. This product is going to be more focused towards adults when we're marketing, but stress is a need kind of long term. It could vary. The cause can vary. It could be from excessive workload, physical or mental demands on us, a lifestyle that always feels rushed. Just how many times have you talked to people who are like, there are not enough minutes in the day to get done all the things that I want to get done or that I need to get done? Making important decisions, life transitions, job changes, things like that can be really stressful. Family crises, medical situations, changes in employment, things like that can be really stressful. Parenthood, period. Moving, that comes with so many logistics, right? Problems within relationships can be very stressful. Employment changes, illness for us or for our loved ones. Too much time on our hands sometimes can lead to overthinking and those like cyclical thoughts that can be make it hard to sleep, make it hard to concentrate. Moments of doubt or nervousness, job, financial insecurity. There are so many different things. So take a look at this list and maybe just jot down a few ideas. What are some hooks related to stress that you think your target audience, whether in your existing customer group or in your social media outreach that you do publicly, what are some key hook phrases that you think would really make people stop their scroll and listen to what you have to say about anti-stress? This is a good list to get you started. Talk about the workplace in your hook line. Talk about parenthood. Talking about transitions in your lives. There are never enough minutes in the day, and that makes me feel overwhelmed, right? Like things like that. Go ahead and take a screenshot and use that to brainstorm ideas. And remember that anti-stress is a great opportunity for us to really have a quick, I don't want to call it a quick fix, but it's a way to help when we get that overwhelming sense of emotions. This is a way to let them flow through. That's one of aromatherapy's most powerful things. If we're not suppressing those emotions, we let them flow through and move on and continue with our day. So this is a really good option for that. It is a mixture of 15 natural essential oils that work together to help us regulate during moments of high stress. I'm sure a lot of you have already used this, but you literally feel within minutes your body just, it's like you can breathe again. It's magical. Definitely something to have people try in moments of stress. So anti-stress can support us in times of stress, anxiety, irritability. If we have it diffusing in the space for children and infants to help with calming at the end of the day, getting a good night's sleep, insomnia, anxiety, things like that. Those are some of the needs cards that you can use in relation with this. And for uses, it can be combined with other used bath foams, essences, essential oils, and creams. So you can use those as carriers for it. For massage, if you put 3 to 5 drops of anti-stress in the Aroma Blends lotion, oil, or any other used creams, it's great for using for massage. You can place 3 to 5 drops in an aromatherapy burner or diffuser with water and to get the molecules in the air in your space. There are lots of different ways to use this, but it can also be applied directly, which if you're talking about people who are busy and stressed, don't have enough minutes in the day, they're often going to want the quick application, which is you take a drop or two. Again, mine is running low, so I'm gonna have to give it a little extra tap. But this is where we apply it to our energy points. Just 1 or 2 drops is plenty. Temples away from the eyes, behind our ears, nape of neck, inside of wrists. Rub the remainder to activate the aroma and encourage them to take 3 or 4 deep breaths to really have that full calming effect. So that's what I would promote the most is the quick application for busy people. So this is a really easy way to help our customers feel better in those moments of high stress. So again, if you have not done so already, take a moment to reflect, write on your to-do list. How should you be talking about anti-stress this week for your customers who are probably experiencing moments of high stress right now and are really going to connect with your content even more? You can talk about anti-stress by itself. You can talk about anti-stress with Melissa, like that set that we have that incorporates both of them. Just really talk about anti-stress this week because your customers are going to connect with that message. Because if my gym conversation this morning with a bunch of other moms has anything is a good sample, everyone's like, I have like 2 pages long to-do lists of things that I have to get done this week. Plus all my kids are still doing all their normal classes and things like that. Like there was a high level of stress this morning. So make your brainstorm list. How do you connect with those people who are experiencing stress to help them find easy solutions to let those emotions pass and feel better? Any questions or comments? Go ahead and share in the chat. We would love to hear from you this morning. Okay, so then we're also going to move on to our last step of the used cycle of success, which is step 6. This one focuses on how do I learn the business? So how do you keep developing and growing and learning new things? And we have a list of different materials available. The only one that's not really linked is the workshop that welcomes new consultants, which is like a monthly workshop that we can share that opportunity with new consultants on our team. But otherwise, there's an easy link to the Monday webinar schedule. So the link takes them to this PDF that has a live link that brings them into the webinar. We will be changing the times for this for the next webinars that start in January. So I crossed them out for now. But they get this little PDF that is interactive. They can click the link and join. Virtual Office is linked in there, so it takes them right to the login page where they can log in with their ID number and password in case they are struggling to find that little sign-in button from their personal website. Our consultant app is linked there, so it takes them to this little page where they can click to download it from the App Store for iPhone or Google Play for Android. And then it also takes them right to our channel, the Training Used USA channel on YouTube, so that you can subscribe and follow it and catch any replays of webinars and other things that are posted there. So those are really helpful tools. And like I said, it also mentions the new consultant training, but those are usually emailed out. There's not a direct link to that on the document. Okay, so lots of tools, lots of important things for us as existing consultants, but also if you have new consultants joining your team, really talk about that cycle of success step by step and direct them to those resources. Okay, now for the more, I feel like this is the fun part of our webinar today. We're going to start working on our vision board for 2024. And if you have a notebook or a piece of paper nearby, I kind of want like here, I have a notebook, but grab a piece of paper and just start jotting down like your rough draft of your vision board as we talk about it. I highly recommend you grab a few screenshots because I'll be giving you tips of how to make this happen. But this is a super important activity for having a successful 2024, not only for your youth business, but also your personal life, just feeling like you can reach some of the goals that you have and keeping it really focused and visual and in front of you at all times. So what is a vision board? Let us know in the chat if you've already made one. Have you done one in previous years? Do you have one up right now? Tell us, yes, I have made a vision board before. I haven't yet, but I'm interested to learn about it. No, I haven't. Don't know what it is, starting from scratch. I would love to hear from you in the chat. Where are we at with the thought of a vision board so far? Last year, we kind of did a reflection, but we didn't do the actual like vision board during our webinar. So, okay, so let's get started. What is a vision board? So obviously it is a board that is visual. It's something that we put up in our space that is in front of us at all times as like a really clear reminder of what we want to accomplish. It is very specific. It's like usually on paper or something so that it stays in that space. Some people ask me, can I make a vision board on my computer? I would say probably not, because it has to be like in front of you at all times. And if it's on your computer, it can kind of get lost and it's not at the surface all the time. So it's something we make on paper. It incorporates images and phrases. It reflects our dreams, desires, goals, purposes for a period of time. Right now, we're talking about just 2024 in general. And we talk about these things as if we have already achieved them. So vision, imagine it's like you're saying, this is my life when all of these dreams, desires, goals, and purposes are met, right? So that's what you want to display, is it's already happened. You're talking in the present tense. You're making it positive. You're going to add pictures of things, and it's going to feel like you're living your vision, you're living your dream, desire, your goal as if it's already happened, okay? This is really important for our brain to stay focused and choosing behaviors that help us get there. Okay. So this is kind of the key aspect of creating a vision board. Um, Now, how does it work? Now, you can kind of see a picture of it here on my slide. It can be created in a lot of different ways, but you basically want to set something up where you're constantly seeing images that bring you positive and inspiring feelings. And that way your subconscious remains active and always looks for a way to achieve the things that it's seeing, right? It's like if you had um I don't know, you're trying to bake a cake and you have a picture of exactly what you want right in front of you, you're going to be more motivated to keep working on it until it looks that way, right? Like maybe I'm hungry or something. Sorry for the cake metaphor, but so we want it to be like something in front of us. We're like, I'm going to keep doing this because that's where I want to be. Right. So when we are doing this, we see it day after day. And after we see it day after day, we start imagining ourselves living that life. We are more positively motivated. Even in those moments where we're tired, we want to sit down and watch a movie, but oh, I forgot. I actually do want to accomplish some other things instead with that time. And it just has this big picture life alignment for us to be able to reach those goals. Because as we know, especially a lot of us are adult women with a lot of, sorry, say sad. A lot of us are adult women and we have a lot of things on our plate and it can be hard to manage all of those things without feeling overwhelmed. So this just helps us align the other parts of our lives so that we can still reach our other goals, especially in terms of our used business. So before you begin, there's a few things that you want to do. You want to make sure that you have clarity. You have to take a quiet moment of reflection. I would do it with a piece of paper and just really write what you think, but what do you want to achieve? What is your end goal? What is your main objective? So if you're looking at 2024, how will you feel satisfied with the results at the end of it? What is that thing that you want to achieve? And your vision is also an important piece of this, is just you visualizing you during this next year. What does it look like? How do you see yourself? How do you see your life? How do you see your business in 1 year? You can extend it to 3 years, to 5 years. What is your vision? Where do you want to be? And it's really important that you focus on keeping this in present tense. It's like as if it's already happened. These are always, as you're envisioning these things, you're talking about it in the present, like it's already your life. Yes, I sell $2,000 worth of product every month. I earn this much. I do, right? So it's like present tense as if it's already your life. You're already living in the vision and you want to keep it positive. So you don't want to say like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. We're keeping it positive of the things that we are going to do, the things that we are achieving. Okay. We also want to choose photos. This is a really important piece for your brain. It's the part that can feel like more work, but it's going to be really effective for how your brain responds to your vision board. Is choose photos that reflect your dreams as if they had already been fulfilled. So like if your dream is to earn a trip to Buenos Aires, for example, you have a picture of Buenos Aires with you like on top of that picture or someone who looks a lot like you in the picture. Like you should be able to see yourself there doing that, right? And you want to be as clear and specific as you can. So you want it to be something really measurable and manageable and specific. Those your goals should be really clear. It's not just like I want to sell more, right? It's like I want to sell this much per month or this much per week. Like you want it as specific, exact as you can. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? So this is something, take a screenshot of this. This is something you'll be doing on your own. It's quiet reflection. It's going to take just like, this is an important first step to write down and really think about beforehand. Then we're going to think about what are the main elements we want to include in our vision board. One, you need one power word. What is that one word that wraps up your vision? Something that's going to be motivating for you and constantly reminding you that you can achieve it. Right? So think of that one power word. It should be big and bold on your vision board. It's going to be like your redirector, right? When you need to refocus on your vision. One phrase. So this is like your battle cry, right? Your phrase, a key phrase that helps lead you to your goal. So a phrase that reaches you emotionally. Those of you, I know a lot of us leaders still have this little, we have like our little inspirational sayings calendar. This would be a good place to start. What is a key phrase that inspires you and helps you stay focused on your goals? And then you also want to make sure you include a financial goal. So you want to have a clarity of what you want, visualizing yourself in the future. You need to have this a real tangible financial goal related to your used business. And then make sure you have a picture of yourself, and you should be happy and smiling because it's important to see yourself in this vision. Okay, so those are the 4 main things that we want to have. Go ahead and grab a screenshot if you haven't already, so that you keep track of those ideas. And then I'm going to show you a picture of kind of how you can organize your vision board. So on your vision board, this is kind of how we recommend that you arrange the ideas. It's based on marketing concepts and neuro-linguistic concepts, that this is how your brain will do best with this information. So you want your power word, your key phrase that inspires and motivates you, your specific financial goal, and a happy, smiling picture of you. It could be with like something about your goal in the background. Maybe you want to have payments on a specific car. It's you and that car. Like we want a happy, smiling picture of you, and as many other images related to your goal as we can. Those are your key 4 pieces. Now, again, take a screenshot of this if you haven't already. Now, we are also looking at this as more of like a holistic approach, right? Because if I just have a financial goal for my youth business, but I'm not working on my relationships and healthy workload separation in my household, if I'm not setting limits, if I'm not working on my intellectual development and learning new things, etc., like if I'm not doing a lot of other things in my life correctly, it's going to be hard for me to meet that financial goal. So look at it as like a whole life perspective, and include things. What is your vision for what your time spent with friends, your relationships with friends look like, your intellectual development? What is something you want to learn more about? Where do you find that information? How are you going to learn that? What is your most important area to work on? What are your spiritual goals, your travel goals, goals in love and family? Do you have a personal project or dream? Put a date on it. I want this dream accomplished by this deadline. Talk about your health and well-being. What are some things in your health routine you want to keep up with? Money, right? Financial, those are your financial, that's related to your financial goal, right? Things with your partner, spouse, etc., or your material wish list. Like I want to have my extra spending money for this, and this thing, etc. All of those things are important in keeping a balanced life that is aligned with your goals. Yes? Any questions? Go ahead and share them in the chat. Otherwise, just make sure you grab a screenshot, because here's the good news. Drum roll, please. When you make your own vision board and you send it to Cynthia or Cesar, but Cynthia's kind of going to collect them, you get a free used product just for doing this work. Yes, I want to see some happy yes faces in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you, Cesar and Cynthia. That's amazing. Do the work. Make a good vision board for yourself in your own format on a cork board. You stick it up on the wall. You put it on a poster board, whatever you want to do. Make a visual vision board that's going to be up in your space during 2024, and send a picture of it to Cynthia, and you get a free use product. It's amazing. Thank you guys. That's so generous of you. So this is definitely worth your time on so many levels. Yes. And as you're doing this, just make sure you're placing your vision board in a place where you can see it every day. So like I said, I would avoid digital unless you're making it digital and printing it out and putting it in front of you. Yeah. Don't just see it. Think and feel it as if you're already living or having it. So it's not just like a to-do list. This is different. This is you envisioning yourself already meeting those goals. The visualization is going to activate the creative powers of your subconscious mind and keep you more focused on all the little pieces that are involved in creating that system to reach your goal. And the law of attraction is going to magnetize and attract you to the plan, right? So it's going to help you search out the resources, the opportunities that you need to achieve your goal. Yeah. So a lot of these pieces are key. Don't skip them. Okay. So this is what we have to do in order for this to work for our brain. Okay, so any questions about our vision board? I would like you, especially I see quite a few of you here with us live today. Thank you, thank you. In the chat, just give me a quick message of like, I am going to make my vision board today and tomorrow or Wednesday or Friday. Like, give me a clear statement of where it is on your calendar. When are you going to make yours? This is also a key thing of like giving yourself deadlines instead of saying, oh yeah, I'll do that later this week, right? Give yourself something specific. When are you going to make it? And send it to Cynthia. I'm going to write mine too because I need these reminders as well. My brain needs some retraining too because life is busy, right? So I will make mine. I'm going to make mine on Wednesday afternoon and I'm going to send it to Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you. Do it. It's so good for your brain. I will do it on this day at this time when we write it in our planner. Yes. Or we make our reminder, we put it on our calendar. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So it's a good project for just making life what you want it to be in 2024, but I bet it's going to help your youth business a lot as well. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so now for tech tips, we're also just talking about having a strong close to 2023. Oh, yeah. Cynthia, can you put your email in the chat? Thank you. Okay, so tech tips. Today we're going to talk about programming our social media content for over the holidays so that we can take that step back and kind of let things run on their own for a little bit while we enjoy time with our family and friends. And we talked about this a little bit last year. Those of you who were around thank you, Cynthia. Those of you who were around last December, we did kind of something similar. So we're going to be talking about planning and scheduling social media content before the holidays. So you can set aside that time for your loved ones, choose a specific back to work date after the holidays, or if you have a little break during the holidays or you plan to come back and get some work done, write that on your calendar. Schedule your social media content ahead of time so that your algorithms stay active during this time. If you're planning your content and you're feeling kind of like you don't have a lot of ideas, remember we have this list we've gone over before. What can our social media content look like? You can focus on a customer need and you give them the solution. Feeling stressed and overwhelmed during the holidays, and then I explain a little bit about how to use anti-stress, for example. You can demonstrate a whole self-care routine, 3 to 5 products of what you do in the morning. You can connect with your community with memes, fun, humor related to wellness, or other services that we provide with youth. Share experiences, tell stories. You can do product demos or answer FAQs. So a lot of times I'll start my videos with someone who's just asking me about chronic sinus infections. And these are a few things that I do to help keep our nose clear, things like that. So FAQs, you can answer those in your content. You can talk about the youth opportunity and kind of brag a little bit about all your perks as a consultant. Or you can also post things on relevant holidays. But I would recommend, like, if you're going to post something on Christmas Day, for example, I would not make it salesy, right? People get a little like a bad vibe from that if your content is too salesy on a major holiday. So on like Christmas Day, New Year's Day, for example, I would consider just doing a post that just shares like Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates Christmas. Like you want to just celebrate the relevant holidays, connect with your community, but I would avoid salesy posts on those major holidays. Okay. So go ahead and take a screenshot if you want, but that's kind of an idea of the type of content to create. And then there are different ways to schedule your content ahead of time. So let me know in the chat, number one, if you post in a Facebook group. Like, this is where I keep my personal contacts, like people that I know in real life, right? They are in a Facebook group and I do lives and a lot of extra things in there for them, right? So put a 1 in the chat if you plan on posting to a Facebook group and scheduling those posts. This is a great time to make it really quick and just share some personal pics and stories. You can grab some materials from the consultant app that's really easy to grab and share. Add a little text to personalize it, but save yourself some time so you can get on with your holiday planning and enjoy your time, right? So when you're in a Facebook group, it's really easy to schedule a post or a video or whatever you want to share. You just put the post together, like the image, the text, etc. Click on this little schedule option. It's like a little drop-down menu. Choose the day and time you would like it to post and click save. Make sure everything looks good and then click post. and then it will just like save that and it will post at the exact time that you ask it to. So try, it depends on each of our communities, but for me, like I try to post during peak times, which would be like 7 a.m., 11 to 12 p.m., 7 to 8 p.m., or 7 to 8 p.m. at night, kind of like morning, noon, night key times when people are on social media. So schedule it for when your customers will see it the most. Put a number 2 in the chat if you plan on scheduling some posts in Instagram. You might have your business page in Instagram where you post about your used business. It's also really easy to schedule right in Instagram. Put your post together. This is just an example of what it looks like as a regular post. Click next. Go scroll down to your advanced settings. This is way down at the bottom of this little menu that comes up. And there's a little toggle to turn on schedule content. And then you can choose the specific day and time that you want that to post. Okay. Then another option, if you have a Facebook business page and an Instagram business page, and you want to post to both of those at the same time, then I highly recommend you check out the Meta Business Suite app. So this is Meta Business Suite, helps you connect it to your Facebook page and your Instagram like work page, right? Like your key accounts. And you can make one post inside this app and it will post to both platforms. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it even lets you schedule like stories and stuff like that, which you normally can't do from within the apps. So all you do is you log in, you connect your accounts, you click on the little blue plus button, choose what you want to create. I'm going to do a post. Tell it to post to your Facebook and Instagram feeds. You click on both. You might find if your Facebook group, if you have like your business page as part of a group, it might not let you schedule to your page and your group at the same time. It's like a little block in there that I haven't been able to work around yet. So I would just focus using Meta Business for posting to your public pages and click on schedule for later and tell it the day and time and you're ready to go. So you did one action and it will post to both Instagram and Facebook business pages at the same time. This is really handy for like just graphs of your information and stuff as well. And then lastly, I know a lot of you are working on TikTok, and there's not a way to schedule when things post on TikTok at this time that I have found, unless they've recently updated. But you can create drafts and then just post them whenever you want. So if you post a video and you add the text to it and you add the description and the hashtags and everything to it, all you do is you go back to like the main page where you're editing your video and click on the little back arrow like you're going to leave, right? Like this little arrow that says you're going to leave, and it will say stop. Do you want to discard the things you've been editing, or do you want to save it as a draft? So you just click save as a draft. And then when you go back to your TikTok profile, you'll see that you'll have your regular videos, like your regular posts there, but there's a little folder called drafts where that will all be saved for you. And then you can click and publish it as you want to over the holidays. Okay. These are all good tools to just use in terms of managing your work time in general, but they're especially helpful to program everything before the holidays. Any questions about any of those 4 tips? Scheduling in Facebook groups, scheduling in Instagram, using Meta Business Suite to post to Facebook and Instagram pages, or creating drafts that will be ready to go in TikTok. Questions? Okay, write this on your to-do list. Prep content for over the holidays. It's something to start doing now so you don't have to worry about it later this week. Okay, so here's our call to action for this week. If you don't already have these things on your to-do list, add them now. Finish your vision board and send the picture to Cynthia to receive a free used product. Schedule your social media content for over the holidays. Set yourself a goal. Like I'm setting a goal of I want to have 8 posts, video stories, etc. I want to post 8 different things at least for over the holidays. We also want you to just take a quick moment to write a reflection on 2023. This is going to help give you some clarity for creating your vision board, right? So write a short reflection on 2023. What is something that you want to keep working on? And what is something that you did that worked really well? So where did you have your best results in 2023? And put that on your vision board somewhere to keep doing it in 2024. We don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. I'm sure you did something that worked great this year that you can keep on doing next year for your used business. So go ahead and take a screenshot or write things down. And thank you so much. And oh, and sorry, one more thing on your reflection. Just what is something new, like out of your comfort zone, that you would like to try next year? Maybe you haven't attempted TikTok yet. Maybe you haven't created a reel yet. Maybe you haven't done a Facebook Live yet. What's something you would like to try? And you can send that to us too, and we'll show you how to do it in the webinar. What's something new you'd like to try, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone next year? Okay. Are we ready? All right. Thanks so much, everyone who joined us here today. I was happy to see so many names here right in the moment with us. And those of you who are here live, just stay tuned for a moment, and I'll go through a few quick time-sensitive reminders.